Oh,
here.
yeah. So, I guess you were looking through the website or something like that, and you kind of you had some questions you wanted to get answered, or?
Sure. Well, I've been looking now a bit into this our birth certificate bond, eh?
Yeah.
And I've seen that you guys are working towards that, or have you
Yeah,
had?
absolutely. How did you find out about it? How did you find out about like just the birth certificate bond itself?
Well, I don't know where I first started, where I first learned about it. I can't say. I guess online, probably somewhere.
Awesome. So,
Um,
so you do notice that like your name is in all capital
oh
letters.
yeah, oh
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
like in your insurance papers and anything coming from the courts, the banks, right? Your
Oh yeah.
utility bills. You see that, eh? Okay, good.
Yes, I've known that about that for years already. I had a buddy that got his changed over, but kind of that's as far as he got with it. But
That's awesome. Well, I
yeah,
mean, I think most people, right,
yeah,
believe that there's a process that you can just basically the administrative process where you just have to fill out paperwork and send it in,
yeah,
and poof, you get this bond, right?
yeah,
Are
yeah.
have you heard about that kind of process?
No, not yet.
Oh,
No,
you have.
well, I shouldn't say that. I've heard of another lady named Candy.
Yeah.
Uh, yes.
Mhm.
So that's where I've learned a bit about it.
Good.
But there is some work to do. You can't just do that. Is that correct? Have you
Well, yeah.
or other people that you work with got their bond already? Or
Well, here's the thing. I've been looking into this for about the last 20 years, pretty, intensely. Okay.
right?
So,
Okay.
so you see, when I found out about this information, I was like, oh, wow, this totally makes sense. And look at this. There's an administrative process, and all I have to do is fill out paperwork. And we went that route, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the thing is that this is the only way I can explain it now after 20 years, okay? We basically have Dr. Evil running the show over there, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
no matter what you send into Dr. Evil, Dr. Evil never
Yeah.
goes, okay, they completed the administrative, process. They like Dr. Evil doesn't think that way. So
Yes.
the power is in the people. We,
Okay.
the people, together have to come together and act as one when we're going for our bond, right?
Okay.
Here's
Okay.
another thing. It's not a political move, right? It's not. You don't use a political figure to try or the political system to try and get your bond. It's
Okay.
got to be the good old commerce. We live in a land of commerce.
Mhm.
And we own a company. Therefore, we're chief executive officers of a company named our name. We own that company, named
Right.
our name.
Yeah.
And so you see, what has to happen is that we have to start acting like chief executive officers of those companies. We have to start
Okay.
acting like it. So,
Yeah.
for example, a chief executive officer who does not feel their company's being treated fairly,
Yeah.
and that he cannot come to resolution with the adversary, he would use the courts, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now you see, if we all went to the courts together, not all of us, but a huge number
Yeah.
of us,
Yeah. Yeah.
we act as one and say, well, look, this is what's happening. We can prove that that is our property. Here is my
Yes.
birth certificate. Here is the cust number proving that here's the receipt of ownership. It's my birth certificate, right? So if I can prove that I own something and they won't give it back to me, that's theft under your own rules, right? So you
Yeah.
see, what we're doing is we're using trust law because it's in a trust. You see, when your parents, when you were born, they signed the
Yeah.
registration papers and everything, and they opened up a trust. And then from
Mhm.
grade 1 or from kindergarten, sorry, to grade 12, all they did was made us forget that we ever had a bond. That's all they
Right.
wanted to do from grade 1 to grade 12, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you see, if we awaken and realize, oh wow, we're chief executive officers of these companies. My name is in all capital letters. That's not me. That's a
Right.
company. My name that's listed on the world market and has a share of Canada in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I should be acting accordingly. I should not be acting like some small little nobody who doesn't have any power. I should be acting like, wow, I'm a chief executive officer, and identify with that and the power.
Okay.
And so if we all together went and signed, just filled out the proper paperwork at the courts, and we force them as a group to do the right thing. We're just asking you to make the right decisions and do your job correct, right?
Yeah.
But we together, the power is in the people.
Right.
And it's not that we're not accessing this bond. We have many of us has accessed our bonds through the banks, through the insurance companies, but the whole transaction is being misrepresented to us, right?
Right.
You see, when we sign a contract with the bank, we're releasing money, but under what terms? That they can lend it back to us.
Yeah.
Our own money, right?
Yeah.
So as a chief executive officer, we want to start coming together and say, well, wait a minute, this doesn't seem very fair. And not to mention the fact that technically we are accessing our bonds, but just under these circumstances that we don't even know who we are in the transaction, right? Within the transaction, we suffer from mistaken identity. We think that we're that entity on the paper, but we're not, right?
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
It's not us. It's a legal fiction, right?
Yeah.
So all it takes is just a slight change of mindset for a group of people to go, wow, if we act together as chief executive officers of companies we own, and we act accordingly, just like Walmart would, if they were being right, just as if any big company, McDonald's, all of them, we have to go and go, wait a minute, let's participate in this. Let's go and participate in this court situation where they go, this is the proper things that are supposed to be doing, right? This is the fair thing that's supposed to be doing. So you see, what they try and make us do is they go, oh, you should go see your politician. That's just the smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
Why would a chief executive officer of a company go see a politician? They go see
really.
They go
absolutely.
Court, right? So that is how we together go and get our bonds. And that's UnitedWeStandPeople.com. That is our whole vision, is that, wow. And what we're trying to do is show people through asking the banks for proof of ownership of the debt, right? We're having people see that, hey, wait a minute, why don't they still own the debt? And if they don't own the debt, why is that? And if they can see it a little bit further, it's because, well, securitization says that they can sell the debt. That's the bank selling the debt to the world market. Great. But then if we see a little further, it's the fact that the world market has access to our bonds.
Yes.
Has access to our bonds. And they take the money out and they give it to the bank. And then the bank acts as this agent and keeps 100% commission.
Yeah.
Right? And says, and you owe me the money back.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't pay me the money back, we're going to come take your real property off of this fictitious loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I watched all your videos. Who am I talking to? I'm sorry?
Yeah, this is Kevin.
Okay, Kevin. Are you the guy that did the videos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I recognized your voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I watched all your videos there. I've got a different position now, and I got a lot of ask time, and I watched all of them there during work and stuff. And but yeah, it's great, Kevin. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, well, great. Well, I mean, I think what you're saying is you kind of you do want to participate and kind of help and come into the group together.
Yes.
In order, because you can't do it on your own. Power is in the people. Each of us acting individually, right? There's no power there, right? Of going, okay, I'm going to go my way and try to get the bond. I'm going to go and separately sign, fill out all the paperwork they tell me to fill out. Separately, that will never work because Dr. Evil just will not, do it that way. So as long as that's the main thing. We come together and we act through the courts because we're chief executive officers of companies and we should be acting accordingly.